It's pretty hard to put the pieces together because not having any sense of what happened, I can't justify it in my head. I can't.
First of all, he did not understand why he was there. What are we doing? I need to get home. I've got so much to do. So you had the mentality of home. You had the mentality. That's once he. Now, at first, he did not know me. Did not know his kids. You know, things like that. We had to go through. What letter is this? Had no idea. Those kind of things. So it was a step-by-step progress of even the alphabets to. Is this a comb? You know, which is the comb? This or this knife? It's a ball. You know, just no connection to words to identify objects at all. But once that kind of, we got through that a little bit, then there was the connection that he had lost with where he was to where he's going, what's tomorrow, those kind of things. We did go into from the trauma center, we went then to a rehab center.
So by the time my first thoughts, which were the only ones I remember now, were probably 6 weeks or 7 weeks, something like that. Afterwards, everybody and their brother was around. I mean, I couldn't believe how many people had been there. Actually, my first thought, my first memory was I was strapped into a bed, and I thought we were there visiting somebody, and I couldn't figure out why they had me strapped down. I'm strapped down, and I don't even know who we're visiting. I didn't know anybody. But then, as other thoughts happened, I still had no idea of my fall. So my reason for being there, I had no concept of why I was there. I thought she was taking me to jail. I had a lot of negative feeling, thinking that she did it all. I didn't know, and I've always loved her, and I love her now. But I mean, during that time, there was such confusion.
So when we did come home, the first thing that it was very, very difficult for him, because at this point I was still not really his friend yet, and so and so he would go around the house and look at the different antiques, or where he thought maybe an antique was. And he would study it for a little while, because he's a very kind person. Even in his anger, he's very kind. And he would study it, and you could almost see him trying to work at, how do I ask my wife, what did you do with my antique? And I don't think I ever would hardly come out with, because I had not done anything. But in his mind, antiques had been moved. He thought they had been sold, they had been pawned. In trying to adjust back into his surrounding that he was used to, he could not, it took him time to make the connection that everything was there.